5 tips for surviving Rome during high season. Buongiorno and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arlene and I am an American woman of a certain age who lives here in Rome, Italy. And this is my new-ish channel where I talk about all things Italiano, lifestyle, and the Caribbean. And today I'm talking about high season in Rome. It's June. The crowds are back. Well, technically they never left. And a lot of times when people are giving advice about traveling to Rome during high season, their number one piece of advice is don't come here. That's not that helpful because many people, this is the only time they can come to Rome, especially if they have children. It's when the kids are out of school. Most Americans do not get a lot of vacation days, so maybe they add days to like the 4th of July or they added days to Memorial Day. So this is high season for a reason. And that advice might have made more sense, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago, because we had clearly a high season and a low season. That has all changed. When I first moved here, I lived on Via del Pellegrino, very close to Campo dei Fiori, 2 blocks away from Piazza Farnese, and basically across the street from Piazza Navona. And around late September, I would say to mid-October, you can feel it. Like, we got the city back. The crowds were gone, the tourists were gone, and would stay that way basically until Easter. Well, those days are gone. There really is no low season. Is it less crowded in January than in June? Of course. But I remember, posting photos or doing videos, Insta stories in September or October last year, and all the comments were like, I cannot believe it's that crowded in October. What is going on? Why is it so crowded? Is it because, people traveling after the pandemic? Yes and no. Yes, there was definitely pent-up demand once people were able to travel again. But if you remember, even before COVID, there were so many articles about over-tourism and how it's unsustainable in cities like Rome. And I think people just picked up where they left off. And I don't know what this summer is going to be like because of the Jubilee, because there was so much press about the amount of pilgrims that would be coming, an additional 30 million to maybe even 40 million tourists. So some people said, okay, I'm gonna skip Rome in 2025, go elsewhere, or skip Italy altogether and just go in 2026. So I'm not sure what this high season is going to look like, but I think these tips will be helpful even during low season, which, like I said before, we kind of don't have anymore. So tip number 1 would be to hydrate. It's hot. I know some people are probably rolling their eyes saying, well, of course it's hot, it's summer. But I don't think, if you've never been to Rome, I don't think many people really appreciate how hot it is in Rome during the summer. Sometimes we may get a break, but overall, this heat is something else. The Roman sun is no joke. I lived in Los Angeles for 10 years. My family's from the Caribbean. I know heat. I was not prepared for Rome. So hydrate. I will post below in the description an article about the water fountains that we have. They're called Nazzoni. And I think I pronounced that like with a Z instead of an S. But anyway, they're great. The water here is fantastic. As of this taping, the water quality is excellent in Rome. And you may see a lot of people drink bottled water here. It's because they like the taste of a specific brand. It's not because the water quality is poor or anything. Rome has excellent tap water, so feel free to fill up your water bottles at the big noses. So related to number 1, tip number 2, and this is easier for me because I am a morning person. Maybe you're not a morning person, but if you can, try to get out early. I get it, it's vacation, you want to sleep in, but maybe mix it up. Like some days you sleep in, some days you get out early. Because if you get out early, first of all, Rome in the morning, it's glorious. I mean, the way the light hits the buildings, the fewer crowds, and also it's not as hot. You do not want to be standing online at the Vatican Museum at high noon, trust me. So if you can get out early, do it. You'll beat the heat and beat the crowds. Related to this, it seems like everything I'm talking about has to do with the weather. But tip number 3, keep it light. When you're packing for the trip, you want clothes that you're very comfortable in, easy breezy, nothing too heavy. Again, you don't want to be standing in line, let's say at the Coliseum, and dripping in sweat and feel like you're going to pass out because your clothes are not appropriate for the weather. I'm talking, we get like temperatures 98 degrees, 100 degrees. These are Fahrenheit, of course. It's hot. Like, I cannot stress that enough. And maybe, I don't know, this summer will be unusual, and maybe we'll get some days where it's a high of only 90. I don't know, but it is hot. If you're a woman, remember to pack a light wrap, because when you go into churches, some churches are very strict. Remember, they're places of worship, not just places to see incredible art. Your shoulders may need to be covered, and if you're wearing short shorts, you may need to tie it around your waist. So that's something to keep in mind. Tip number 4, get out of the city. You know, there are many fantastic day trips from Rome. I might do a separate video about day trips. Think about it. While public transportation in Rome can be a little bit unreliable, to get out of the city, it's great as long as there are no strikes. We're very close to the sea. You can go to Fregene. You can go to the Castelli Romani area. You can go to Villa d'Este. It's great. You can, and it's easy and not that far. Something to think about. Tip number 5. So you have your list of places you want to go, things you want to do, and a lot of these places are popular for a reason. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, don't go to this place, go here instead, because of the crowds at the first place. Like, no, you want to go to the Pantheon, go to the Pantheon. You're not going to get like Pantheon light at someplace else. The key is to mix in some places that are maybe not so popular, that are not as well known, that haven't blown up on TikTok. And I'm going to link below a blog post that I wrote, where to go in Rome. And on that list, I talk about places like Via Appia Antica, where it's not on the top 3 list of everybody's list when they travel to Rome. I think that's really, if you can, to try to mix it up. And I know I said 5 tips, but this last tip, which is like a bonus tip, if you will, is related to number 5. I know for a lot of people, maybe this is the first time and only time they could come to Rome. So they feel a lot of pressure, like to see everything on this list, to do everything that everybody says you must do, the 10 top things you must do in Rome. No, you know what? You don't have to. No, you don't have to do the top 10 things in Rome if you don't want to. And if you're so focused on going from point A to point B because you are like hitting the ground from like the time you get up until dinner time, you're not really seeing the city. You're not taking it all in. You're just rushing from place to place to place. So take your time, slow down. Some of the beauty of Italy and the beauty of Rome, even as chaotic and overwhelming Rome can be, it's those quiet moments, like sitting at a cafe on a side street and just watching the world go by, or just taking time to enjoy your meal and not rushing because you have to get to this particular tourist site by this particular time. So just slow down a bit, take it easy. And also, if you need like a break from the heat and the crowds and you decide, okay, I'm going to go to my hotel room and sit in some air conditioning for an hour or 2 with a glass of Coca-Cola that's filled with ice, that's okay. Like, you shouldn't feel guilty or stressed out about how you choose to spend your vacation. I am American. I know how most of us, do not get many vacation days. So you feel this stress of like, okay, I have to fit all this in. But here's the thing. I've been here for over a decade. I still haven't seen everything in Rome. And so you can't. So take some of that pressure off yourself. You cannot possibly see everything. That's why I do roll my eyes a little bit when people are like, Oh, you only need like 2 days or 3 days in Rome to see everything. What? Okay, no, 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 that's not true. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you've been to Rome, what were some of your favorite places that you went to? Or if you have any like helpful tips for other people who are planning to come here, let's talk about it in the comments below. If you are a subscriber, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and the like channel will help my channel grow. And thank you for watching. Ciao.